Hello, dear students. How are you? I hope you all are fine. In the last video lecture, you studied about the image formation in plane mirror. Today, you will study about two types of spherical mirrors and the terms used in connection with them. After the completion of today's topic, students, you will be able to number 1. State the terms used in connection with spherical mirrors like center of curvature, pole, etc. Number 2. You will be able to write the mathematical relationship between focal length and radius of curvature of a spherical mirror. Number 3. You will be able to explain three special rays used to draw ray diagrams for spherical mirrors. So, dear students, after the completion of today's topic, you will be able to state the terms used in connection with spherical mirrors like center of curvature, pole, radius of curvature, normal, etc. And you will also be able to write the mathematical relationship between focal length and radius of curvature. That is, focal length is half of the radius of curvature. And you will also be able to explain the three special rays which are used to draw ray diagrams for spherical mirrors. Spherical mirror. A spherical mirror is that mirror whose reflecting surface is the part of a hollow sphere. So, dear student, as the name is suggesting, spherical mirrors are part of hollow sphere. And there are two types of spherical mirrors. Number 1, concave mirror. In concave mirror, the silvering and protective paint is done on the outer side. And the inner shiny surface of a spoon is an example of a concave mirror. So as the silvering and the protective paint is done on the outer side, so reflection of the light will take place from the inner surface. And the second type of spherical mirror is a convex mirror. In convex mirror, the silvering and protective paint is done on the inner side. The back side of a spoon is an example of a convex mirror. So, in case of a convex mirror, the silvering and protective paint is done on the inner side. So, the reflection of the light will take place from the outer surface. Now students, let's have a look of the concave mirror. This is the concave mirror, okay? And this is the convex mirror. Now you can see the bulge, the convex mirror, it is bulging outward, okay? And this concave mirror has a bulge inward. Just like a spoon, the inner surface of the spoon acts like a concave mirror, okay? And the outer surface of the spoon, it acts like a convex mirror. So these are the pictorial representations of a concave mirror and a convex mirror. Now just have a look on the diagram of a concave mirror. In this diagram, the outer surface of a concave mirror is shown polished and the reflection of light is taking place from the inner surface. And in case of a convex mirror, in diagram also, the inner surface of a convex mirror is polished now. And whereas the reflection of light is taking place from the outer surface of the convex mirror. Important terms related to spherical mirrors. Number 1. Center of curvature. It is the center of the sphere of which the given mirror is a part. It is denoted by C. So students, just have a look on the figure. In this figure, dash is a spherical mirror and it is a part of a hollow sphere of glass. And the center of this hollow sphere is called center of curvature and it is denoted by C. Number 2. Radius of curvature. It is the radius of the sphere of which the given mirror is a part. It is denoted by R. So, radius of curvature is the radius of that sphere of which the given spherical mirror is a part. The next term is pole. The central point or midpoint of the section of the sphere used for making given spherical mirror is called pole and it is denoted by capital P. So, dear students, pole is the midpoint of the section of the sphere used for making given spherical mirror. You can have a look on the figure. Pole is denoted by capital P. Number 4. Principal axis. The straight line joining center of curvature C and pole P is called principal axis. In the figure, the line named XY is the principal axis and this is the straight line which is joining center of curvature C and pole P. Number 5. Normal. The normal to a spherical mirror at any point on its surface is the line joining that point to the center of curvature of the mirror. So dear student, if you want to draw the normal at any point on the spherical mirror, then you will join that point with the center of curvature and that line we call as normal. The next term is focus. When incident rays are parallel to principal axis, then they meet or appear to meet at a point on the principal axis and this point is called focus. And focus is denoted by capital F. So, dear students, just have a look on this diagram. In this diagram, a concave mirror is there and two incident rays, they are coming towards this concave mirror and these incident rays, they are parallel to principal axis. And after reflection from this concave mirror, they pass through focus. Okay? And the next definition is focal length. It is the distance between pole, that is capital P, and focus, capital F of the mirror. And it is denoted by small f. So, focal length is the distance between pole and focus of the mirror. Students, now we have achieved our first learning outcome and now I hope you all are able to state the terms used in connection with spherical mirrors like center of curvature, pole, radius of curvature, normal, focal length, focus, etc. Relationship between radius of curvature R and focal length F. And capital R is equal to 2 times small f, that is radius of curvature is twice of the focal length, or in other words focal length is half of the radius of curvature. So this means that focus is situated midway between pole and the center of the curvature of the spherical mirror. You can also have a look on the diagram that focus is exactly in the midway between pole and center of curvature. We have achieved our second learning outcome and now students, you all are able to write the mathematical relationship between focal length and radius of curvature of a spherical mirror, that is focal length is half of the radius of curvature of a spherical mirror. So students, let's discuss three special rays which are used to draw ray diagrams for spherical mirror. So first of all we come to ray 1. Now for this I have drawn this concave mirror, okay, and its outer surface is polished and this line is called principal axis. This is the pole, this point is pole of the spherical mirror. This is the focus and this is the center of curvature. Now, the ray 1 says when incident ray, this is the incident ray which is coming towards the mirror. Now, when incident ray which is parallel to the principal axis, then that incident ray after reflection from the spherical mirror will pass through the focus. So, whenever incident ray is parallel to principal axis, it will pass through focus. See now, this ray is passing through the focus. So this is the ray 1 for concave mirror. So now let's draw ray 1 for the convex mirror. Now this is the convex mirror and its inner surface is polished, and the reflection of light is taken from the outer surface. Okay, and this is the incident ray, and again this incident ray is parallel to this principal axis, and so this incident ray appears to pass through this focus. So this is the ray 1, that whenever the incident ray is parallel to principal axis, then after reflection from the spherical mirror, it passes or appear to pass through the principal focus. Okay. Now we are going to discuss ray 2. For this we have drawn concave mirror, principal axis, pole, focus and center of curvature. And it says that whenever incident ray passes through the focus of a concave mirror, then after reflection it becomes parallel to principal axis. So you will remember this thing, that whenever incident ray, this was the incident ray, so whenever incident ray is passing through the focus, then after reflection from the concave mirror, it will become parallel to the principal axis. So you can see that this ray, this reflected ray is parallel to principal axis. Now we are going to draw for ray 2. Okay, and for this now we have drawn a convex mirror. Okay, again the incident ray is appearing to pass through the focus. Now see, this is the incident ray which is coming towards this convex mirror, and it is appearing to pass through the focus. Now it will reflect from the mirror and it will become parallel to principal axis. So whenever incident ray passes or appears to pass through the focus, then after reflection from the mirror, it becomes parallel to the principal axis. See, this reflected ray is parallel to the principal axis. So we have drawn ray 2 for the convex.
Now let's discuss ray 3. For this we have drawn this concave mirror, and this is the principal axis, pole, focus and center of curvature. In this case, the incident ray is passing through center of curvature, and now after reflection from this concave mirror, it retraces its path, means it will go on the same path, it will move along the same path. Ray 3. Now let's draw ray 3 for a convex mirror. This is a convex mirror. Okay, principal axis, pole, focus, center of curvature, and this incident ray, it is appearing to pass through center of curvature. See, this is appearing to pass through center of curvature. So in this case, this incident ray will reflect from this mirror along the same path. See, so this ray will go back along the same path it was coming towards the mirror. So students, now we have achieved our third learning outcome, and I hope now you all are able to explain 3 special rays used to draw ray diagrams for